Okay, what's up, guys? Today we're doing a deck tech because Oliver finally won something again.
Yeah, I started playing the game again. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? Just when Dromai was getting good, and he can then exploit that.
Yep.
Okay, well, he's gonna do a deck tech. He's gonna go over a tournament report. I'm just gonna sit here and comment. So take it away, Oliver.
Yeah, I did a thing. I won a pro quest finally. So that's me equipped gold foil equipment, gold foil commons. Cause that's how I roll. I can only equip gold foils if I deserve it. Anyways, so this is the deck that I played for pro quest. It was a 43-man pro quest at one of our local shops. And this list is what I've been working on and tuned to how I like to play. There are going to be like some controversial takes, like why aren't you running desktop, or why do you have 3 remembrance, or why do you still have blues in your deck? But yeah, this is just like the base deck. You have the 53 cards. What do you What do you need?
He's being harassed by his cat right now instead
Yeah,
of giving a deck tech. This isn't gonna be edited, by the way, so you're gonna have this
yeah,
awkward silence where I'm trying to fill
yeah.
dead air.
Yeah, sorry. She keeps meowing at me. I don't know what she wants. Okay, anyways. I modified the deck the day of. So I added 2 Billowing Mirages. Each and kindly uh, drove over to my place and dropped out the Billowing Mirages. So yeah, I don't know if they helped me win any games, but they're useful as block 3s and pitch for red, so I guess they help. All I did was take out Nekria and burn them all because I wasn't finding them to be any useful. Yep. So base deck of 53. Obviously the Dromai, or the hero's Dromai. Obviously on the Crown of Dominion because of this card. This card seems to be pretty widely played now. I've had Snapdragon Scalers for a while, and Seeker's Myths for a while. Flameskull Furnace, Storm, obviously. And I do have a Crown of Province in sideboard because there are some matchups where I don't want to run Crown of Dominion, such as like Lexi, Dorinthia, etc. Like I'll explain those later. Yep. So going into the tournament, um, yeah. So it was a 6 round tournament, cutting the top 8 and then 3 rounds, obviously. After
Yep,
that,
you went 1-8-1 overall, right?
yeah, yeah. I think I got quite lucky. So my first round opponent was a Phi. He was a Kodachi Phi. I went first in this one. Um, I think Phi has been pretty unfavored for Dromai in the past. Holy, sorry, more cat stuff. They're just having the zoomies. Um, yeah. I went first mostly because the way I think of it against Ninja is, wow, you too? That's crazy.
Oliver,
Sorry,
please stay on topic.
sorry. Where is I? The gold, you
I
can
matched up.
utilize the gold against
Mhm.
Ninja to just create Ash, and if you want to, you can make a dragon. Um, I like to go first because it lets you utilize the Ash or the gold more effectively. You'll have the Ash, and then you get to keep Seeker's Myths open. Um, on their turn, they'll have a 4 card hand versus your 5 card hand plus a dragon. So, like, yes, they might get a mass trigger, but you're still soaking damage and you utilizing that gold to make Ash on your turn. So you're not that far behind, and it just lets you block out a little bit easier and then swing back uh easier, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Because if you're going second, you're going to be down a hat. You're going to have gold available, which is a big tempo loss if you pay in the gold against a ninja. You have a 4 card hand versus their 5 card hand, and you might not always have disruption. So uh, going second seems to be wrong. Going first seems to be right. And I think one of our friends or one of our locals also thinks the same way. He was one of my losses in this tournament, and yeah, he also thinks going first as Dromai into Phi is the correct, and he plays the Phi. He was my round 6 opponent, so we'll get there later. Anyways, about this round 1-5. I kind of high rolled him really, really hard. I played 3 Kylorias, 2 Snatches. And Kyloria and Snatches is really how you win the ninja matchup. Because it just lets you keep tempo and keeps adds card advantage, etc. So the Colors and Snatches really just stripped all his armor, and then that let me go in with the CNC's Cadaverous Contraband, whatever on hits I disruptive on hits I can get, and obviously the Snatches just let me draw cards, so it just let me chain a bunch of dragons, and then yeah, it ended up being pretty close in life total still, but he went down to 1, let a Cadaverous Contraband hit. I got an Azvolai back on top, and then his turn he tried to kill me. I blocked out, played the Azvolai on my turn, killed him with arcane damage. So yeah, that was a bit of a high roll, I think. Yep. Anything from you, Eugene?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
Seems like it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Yep. So that was obviously a win. Round 2 was Azalea. It was against one of our good friends. Am I allowed to say the name?
You can say France's name.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. It's France. It's the whiskey guy. He was playing Azalea because he really likes Azalea, and unfortunately, we got paired in round 2. So, like, I think the general consensus is Dromai's favored into Azalea because she doesn't have enough go again to deal with all the dragons. But it can get really dicey if you're not careful, because like Release Detention or Seek and Destroy and just like big dominate attacks can just ruin your day. And Red Ledger is also a very good card. So in this game, I was pretty ahead on life. But he got a Red Ledger for 10 dominate, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. 5 plus 3 plus 3, 11 dominate. Yeah, 11 dominate. So that just like time walked me essentially. And then there was another one where it was like a Seek and Destroy dominated, and those on hits just really close the life totals. I think it went down to like 18 each or something, but eventually he stopped the on hits, so that let me get tempo back again, and I just killed him with dragons. He only found one popper, one of his 5 poppers, and yeah, I think it could have gone pretty poorly if he was able to string together more on hits. I think he got like a sleep dart on me. He got 3 red ledgers on me, but it wasn't enough to stop me because I had such a big board at that point, and he couldn't find his popper. So I did watch some of his games throughout the day. He got very unlucky. He got paired into 3 Dromais. There was a game where he did 17 dominate red ledger against a Dromai when they're both at 25, and then he pretty much won from there because he red ledger for 17 dominate is pretty good. Yeah, that was round 2.
Talk more about your games.
I will. I'm getting there. Okay. I'm just saying, like, Azalea isn't as free as people think, but yeah, I'll go over what I sideboarded in later. Mm-hmm. Round 3 was Katsu. This was like a typical Katsu. One of our locals again. He's a pretty nice guy. He was playing just a typical Katsu list, ran Hardened Cross Trap into me. I'm not sure if that's right. Usually the Dromai games last pretty long, and Hardened Cross Trap is usually used for games where you expect to like end it in like less than 3 turns, right? Or less than 6 turns, because that's like the value of Tunic. But he didn't draw that well, and I drew really hot again. So I think I played 3 tomes in like the first 3 turns, and then I stripped away all of his armor with Kylorias and Snatches, because that's what you do. You got to find the Kylorias and Snatches. I literally found like pretty much every single Kyloria off the top. I like Foreseen, saw a Kyloria, left it on top. There was like, and I just like chained a bunch of on hits. So yeah, I think I was ahead maybe like 15 life at some point, and he just couldn't get any good turns because that's just how Katsu is sometimes with the new bonds lines.
Mhm.
Like you just can't string together good turns sometimes. So yeah, unfortunate for him, but yeah, he's a very very cool guy. What's next?
Azuri.
Yeah, round 4 was Azuri. It was a redline Azuri. He what did I do? I think he went first because he
Yeah.
won the die roll. Um, mm, I think I don't really remember too much from this one. Uh,
That's so rude.
no, it was
Just because it was a good matchup.
it was no, it was a really long day. I think the most notable things I remember is like he ran Nimble Strike, he ran Nimbleism, looking for a scrap, Rabble, E Strike. He ran a lot of Go Again just because he wanted to go face, also clear dragons, clear threats, and he ran a decent number of poppers with Nourish the Emptiness, Shakedown, CNC, etc. But I don't know. He was able to beat some Dromais, so I was a little bit scared going into this because I actually haven't really played the Redline Azuri matchup, but it ended up being pretty pretty one-sided after he ran out of threats. So I just like pretty much blocked out, played a few passings, played a few Miraguys, forced him to attack my dragons. I did go below his I did go below like 20 very very early just to set up dragons, but yeah, I was able to claw back. Oh, the funny thing was my opening hand was Ouvia, Sigil, 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 and I was going second. That was fun.
Oh wow, that's so rude.
I
That's like the
mean,
most important part of the matchup where you're like, oh yeah, I just started with 49 life.
yeah, but I mean, he still went nimblism, ravenous rabble,
Mhm,
E-strike draw card or something. I don't really remember, but
mhm.
yeah, we'll get back to this his deck again in spoiler finals.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he was a good player. He was actually one of the top 8 at the previous ProQuest that we judged the day before. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
good to see that he's good in limited and constructed.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah, so that was a win. I ran him out of poppers, I ran him out of go again, so the Dragons just overwhelmed him at that point. Um round 5 was another red line Azuri. This was also another local. He comes down every once in a while from SF.
I
He
mean, it's a pro quest. Everybody's gonna be a local
Yeah,
follower.
that's true, huh? That's crazy. You're right.
So you don't need to say he's a local. Okay, Red Line
Yeah.
Azuri, go.
Red line Azuri. He had different tech for Dromai. He ran Scars. He ran You Are Already Dead. I mean, I don't know. Why round 4 Azuri didn't run You Are Already Dead. If he did, I didn't see it. And then
It's
his
just already dead, by
spice.
the way. There's no UR. It's just already dead.
Oh, already dead.
Yeah, it's just there's no
Oh,
UR
there's
already
no
dead. It's just
Omaimo
no,
Shinderu.
okay. Let's ignore the butchered pronunciation.
I
Go
don't
on.
know. Hold on. Anyways, I don't even know what this how the line goes because I don't watch the anime. Um. Yeah, his spice was red pummel because he had the cold foil red pummel, so I guess he just wanted to run it.
Ooh,
Um.
classic.
Yeah, he didn't have as much go again, and I pretty much just set down a passing mirage and a Miragai, and I don't know, he just didn't want to clear it, so I just killed him from there.
Mhm.
Yep. Um. Did I go below 20 life? I don't really remember. It was kind of a stomp because he just gave up on killing dragons. I did get hit by a pummel once on like a shakedown, but I was able to empty my hand, I think. No, maybe not that one. And I think I got hit by 2 Leave No Witnesses, and it banished a sand carver off the top every single time. That was kind of sad.
Yeah. In the other player's defense, he did make it 4-0, so it's not like it was the wrong call to run the pummel.
Mm-hmm.
But in this matchup particularly, it was probably pretty bad.
Yeah, he did. He did beat a Dromai earlier in the earlier rounds. It was a red line Dromai though, so a red line Dromai doesn't typically run a lot of defense reactions. And yeah, I boarded in pretty much everything. Anyways, Yeah, so that was a win. I think he had. Yeah, yeah, we were both 4 at that point. And then round
Yep.
6, I played against the fight that I was talking about earlier. I think he has his own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I don't think you'll mind if we mention him.
Okay,
It's
cool.
John Cooper. Yeah.
Yeah. Lupine Fiasco. Yeah,
Yes,
he's a
that's his YouTube channel.
yeah.
One
He's
word.
a very good fight player, and he got top 8 in the last week's ProQuest with Fi as well, Kodachi Fi. Um yeah. I'm the Dromai that did not know how to play against Fi that he mentioned. And
Well, you
yeah,
still don't know how to play because you lost again.
yeah, I did. I did lose again. But my excuse is I played 1 Snatch, I played 0 Calorias, I played maybe 1 Tome,
Wow.
but that Tome
Sounds like
was when I was dead anyway, so I just wanted to play it because it was the last card in my hand and I already blocked out. So
you should have played those cards.
yeah, I know, but I didn't draw them early enough. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I did go first in this one, but I literally just played an Ouvia and did nothing for the rest of the game because I did not find any threats. I did not find any openings, and I just blocked out and died because yeah, no Ouvia or no Calorias, no good on hits. So
Yeah.
that was that felt kind of bad. But
I mean, you were 5-0 and your
yeah,
opponent was 4-1, so it
yeah.
wasn't that bad. You're still
The
top seed.
Yeah, the problem was the store already did all the gift cards for the prize support, and then
Oh.
they were depending on me to win. If I won, then they wouldn't have to change any of the gift cards. If I lost, they have to redo all the gift cards.
Oh, nice.
So that was big pressure on me. But like if that wasn't happening, I would just scoop down in.
That's entirely the store's fault for assuming that you'll win.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're constantly choking under pressure. Okay.
Yep, I know. Yep,
Top
that's how it
eight.
goes.
Top
Yeah.
eight. You were first seed.
Yep. First seed, 5-1. Top 8 was me, a red line Azeri, the guy I played in round 5. Kodachi Fi, the guy I played in round 6. Hanabi Boost Dash, one of our good friends. He did pretty well. I think he like lost round 1, but then like won out. So that's very cool. A Bravo, another red line Azeri. That was the guy I played in round 4. Kodachi Fi, the guy I played in round 1, and then Tiger Katsu, who is the guy who is known for killing Icelander turn 0 at Las Vegas. I don't know how many
So
people
to
know that
sum it
story.
up, we had what, 3 ninjas, 2 Fives, 1 Katsu, 1 Dromai, 0 Lexi, 2 Azuri, 1 Bravo, and 1 Azalea for our top 8.
No, is it no Azalea? Where'd you get Azalea
No
from?
Azalea. Oh, okay. No Azalea. No Azalea.
I literally just listed it out. 1
I don't
Dromai,
remember.
2 Azuri,
Yeah.
2 Fi, 1 Katsu, 1 Bravo, 1 Dash.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I replaced Dash with Azalea, but yes. So so the overall meta spread, we didn't have too many Lexis. We had 4 Lexis out of 43. So it's not like Lexi was completely absent, but we just didn't have too many in our area.
Yeah.
And that's
And,
just kind of a local thing. We have lots of Bravos. We have a decent amount of Dromais, but very few people play Lexi.
yeah. And it wasn't like the Lexis are bad. Like one of our local players comes on Lexi like every time because he's a big meta chaser, and he like high rolled me last week's ProQuest, and he's like a good player. But yeah, I don't know what happened at this ProQuest. He just like stumbled and died. I think when I last talked to him, he was like 1-2.
Oh, I think he ended the day 3-3. I won't say his name because that's kind of rude. But
Yeah,
he told me that it just wasn't going his way. He made a couple misplays.
yeah. And so it happens. Like Lexi isn't the most consistent of decks, but it is a lot more consistent since its inception.
Yeah. Well, speaking of a lot more consistent, let's talk about your top 8 matches as Dromai.
Oh, yeah. So quarters was against Tiger Katsu. This is the trying to remember really quick. Thinking. Yeah. So this one I went first every single time. This one is I played Nekria. Okay, yeah, I did Tome. I did Nekria. Pass. Then he did a Kodachi Winds of Eternity. Pass. So he had a very weak hand, and I didn't let him filter. So it just kind of snowballed from there. And then it did actually get pretty close in life totals, but that was only because I had to burn them all out and I kept drawing my 2-cost dragons. So I kept eating a bunch of damage just to do like 1 damage. And eventually I just chipped them down and killed them with arcane damage. He couldn't really chain together his tiger combos. And he kind of stumbled very, very hard in the early game, as I just said. He just didn't like Kadachi Winds of Eternity. And then yeah. I wouldn't say it was a stomp. I wouldn't say it was easy as either, because Katsu is always able to tutors off of hitting dragons and everything. So he did have Breeze Rider boots, he did have bonds, and he was able to do like pretty big turns and close the gap. But yeah, the arcane damage is just really how you kill Katsu after just blocking out and getting them down to a very low life total. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, pretty simple. Seems like you approach the matchup similar to how you would approach 5, where you just try and like get on hits just to prevent him from combing off too hard.
Yeah, yeah. Like the main thing about ninja is the more cards you strip out of their hand, the less explosive they're going to be, and then like the more cards you strip out of their hand, the less likely they're going to be able to hit your face, because they're going to sink everything into dragons. So I don't think I played that many colors in that matchup, but I was able to keep a good board of dragons. It's just that Tiger Katsu stumbles a lot harder than regular Katsu if you don't draw your predatory shrieks with your Roar of the Tigers and Art of Wars and stuff. And he had a toss of red predatory streak early on to tutor for Katsu, and he played a vanilla red predatory streak with no Roar of the Tiger, and like it just was not going well for him. So I think like if he drew better, I would have died really easily.
I mean, that's usually how it is, right?
Yeah. Yep. Anyways, semis was against a Bravo. This one I also kind of high rolled. I went first. Tome, Ouvia passing, Furnace pass, and that Ouvia lasted the whole game. The way I approach the Bravo matchup now is I board everything in, and have 3 Remembrance. I play Miragai, Cromai as many times as possible. All I do is I play the Cromai, but I don't attack with the Cromai. That is like the main playstyle change that I have done going against Bravo. Instead of, because I used to play the Ghostly Touch thing, which is just try and get it as big as possible and then hopefully swing out. But I really hated that card, and I am so glad that I don't have it in my deck anymore. So yeah, that's because why you don't attack with the Cromai is that it forces the Bravo to attack into the Cromai, and then that will give you way more tempo. And then the Tome, I still run Tomes in the Bravo matchup because it just generates so much Ash compared to the Providence. Some people are still running Providence in the Bravo just for the extra block, but ideally you should not give Bravo space for him to actually like attack you really hard. But yeah, that's how I approach the Bravo matchup. I was able to stick down Miragai passing a bunch of times, or Miragai Cromai, and I just smacked down a bunch of Kylorias. He didn't go for the Kylorias, otherwise that would just be like a way big of a tempo loss. So I had at some point 3 Kylorias out, and whenever I played a Miragai, I just I attack Kyloria, take 2 cards out of his hand, and yeah, the non-dragon attacks really leaked a lot of damage. So like E-Strike, Give and Take, Billowing Mirage, etc. So yeah, I'll go over all that after. But yeah, that was I eventually fatigued him because yeah, blocking out 2 cards every turn plus popping a dragon that would really strip a lot of cards out of your deck. Yeah. I think early on he was going pretty hard on face, but then he pivoted fatigue mid game, and that is probably not the right choice. Like you need to start fatiguing from the get go. Like yeah, you need to make a decision like from the beginning of the game, not switch mid game. So that was probably a little bit of a mistake on his part. But then you can't really just go face when you have like a passing and Miragai out. So yeah, I don't know. I played this matchup a lot with Alan, and I felt pretty comfortable going into it.
How close were you to fatiguing at the end of the game?
I still had like 15 cards left in deck.
Okay, so like even without remembrances, what you would have been okay, but
No, I would not have been okay because there was a point where all my Miragais and Cromais were dead, and there was a hand where I drew 2 remembrances, and then I remembrance back 3 Miragais, 3 Cromais.
Wow, broken.
Yeah, and then my last remembrance, I got back a Miragai, Cromai, Miragai.
Okay.
So,
So
yeah, if you have like 9 Miragais in your deck and like 6 Cromais, it turns out it's pretty good.
mhm.
Yeah, and then
Seems pretty good.
yeah, finals was against the Redline Azuri that I played in round 4. He tried a different strategy where he just went face more, strip more cards in my hand. I did go to a lower life total, but I was able to build up a big board. So I'm not sure if that was the right play, but yeah, we already negotiated a split here. I just was playing it safe. I don't want to lose to the Swiss curse where you beat someone in Swiss and then they beat you in top 8. So I just wanted to make sure that I got something out of it. So we did like loser gets gold foil, winner gets invite. So
at the beginning of the video, you said that you did get a gold foil, but you didn't clearly, so you just lied.
I said I can equip a gold foil now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so
you don't have one, so.
No. I mean, I have the gold foil footsteps, but now I can equip gold foil commons.
Okay.
Because that's what ProQuest gives.
Well, let's talk about matchups. You played mostly Uzuris and Ninjas this go around.
Yeah.
And I feel like
lots to go again.
I feel like people just assume that Dromai auto loses to Ninjas, or at least that's what the low level players assume. How do you consider the Ninja matchups right now in terms of like how favored you are versus like how much skill plays a factor versus what high rolls, like how high rolls feel versus their high rolls?
So I personally don't think it's unwinnable, but I also think it's pretty unfavored. I don't know. So there's like so many different opinions. There are some Dromais who think that Fi is really easy, or like Cats is really easy, or like Ninja in a whole is very easy. My deck is not meant to handle ninjas that well, because mine is not a redline list. The redline lists still run like Flamecall Awakening, Phoenix Flames, Blaze Headlongs, etc. So if you look at my old list right here, this is what is this? This is the list I had for calling Baltimore for PT3. I was just kidding. This is the one I had for PT3. I had Blaze Headlongs because I was running a lot of blues back in the day. I had unmovables because Oldhim was a thing, and 3 Remembrance, etc. So, and still had the Ghostly Touch. So I've been on Big Dragon, quote unquote Big Dragon. I don't really like the name conventions for the Dromai decks, but yeah, this is I just refuse to play whatever like the redline list because I don't really like playing aggro. But the redline list is supposedly good into Ninja. Dragon list is bad into Ninja. That is I think that is my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, just about. Do you want to go over the other matchups?
Yeah, so I can just I can just go through all the matchups pretty like down the list. What are the 2 bin sets? Arachne. You're not gonna face any Arachnes, but put in Crown of Providence, take out Tome, put board up a lot. They're gonna try and fatigue you. Azalea. What'd I do? Take out Billowing Mirages. I don't run Cadaverous Contraband here. I run Counter Dominion. And I put in the Sink Belows and the Sand Covers. Sand Covers is just because if they run like Released Attention, then you can block from hand. Also, since they give you like inertias and Seek and Destroy, it also helps to block from hand. Yeah, I play Passing Mirage because it's hard for them to clear it, and I just play just like the typical lineup. Bravo. This is where I run 70. I run 3 Remembrance, 3 Passing Mirage, Tome, and I have all the defense reacts. So this one I like to play pretty aggressively with my non-dragon attacks. So I have the Ravenous Rabble, the Billowing Mirages, the E-Strikes, the Give and Takes. These all leak damage. And then the dragons I just play and eventually throw at them to take out poppers. I run 3 Remembrance because I play very loose with my Miragais and Cromais. I don't play very conservatively, so I just throw them out as soon as I see them most of the time, and those will get you tempo in the matchup. I'm not running the Cromai Dust yet because I haven't had any issues against Fatigue Bravo. If Fatigue Bravo is an issue where I do need the Dust, then I'll put it in. The thing I don't like about the Dust is that it's a chain ender. I really don't like having too many chain enders. And then it just doesn't really do anything in a lot of other matchups. So I'd rather have more cards for other matchups than just one specific matchup. But the good thing about the Dust is that it makes it so you don't need to line up a Miragai Cromai hand. So Miragai Cromai hands are very useful in getting tempo in the matchup. So it just saves the effort on lining that up. Yeah, I line those up a lot in the late game because there's less cards in your deck. You just remembrance them back. It's a higher chance for you to do it. But yeah, if you have the tempo, then you can save a Cromai or Miragai in Arsenal, and then you just play one or wait until you find one, and then that's pretty much how you line them up. So yeah, Ouvia is really good in the matchup because it just makes a lot of Ash Wings. That lets you take the poppers out without like costing a card. The tomes are actually very strong in this matchup because it lets you draw and filter, and also generates a lot of Ash. So the reason why I am not running Sweep and Blow is because this makes a lot of Ash, so I am running Give and Take instead. And Give and Take has been very good in the matchup because they're never going to block it. So it's always going to be 3 damage, pretty much. And if they do block it, they're probably dying. So that lets you get back Tome, it lets you get back a Miragai, it lets you get back Kylorias, etc. And then I think this is taken from Nick Butcher's list, but Cadaverous Contraband is always going to be a must block for them. So that's always going to be 2 cards. Because the on hit just makes it so you get a Cromai, Miragai, or Tome back. So yeah, this is pretty much what I ended up on. This is after extensive testing with Alan. So you can watch those videos on YouTube.
Yeah, shout out to Alan Lube, the Luber.
Also Zane from SoCal or San Diego.
Yes, Zane Johnson. Yes.
Yep. Going into Dash. So this Dash sideboard is for specifically John's Hanabi Dash, John Ho's Hanabi Dash. This is the same deck that Ellie was playing at the Dallas, Texas Calling. I don't know what it was called.
Yeah, the Calling Dallas.
Yeah, I don't follow Fab, so I don't really know what the things are called. But
they're called Callings, Oliver.
Was it?
Remember you were in one?
No.
Okay, go on.
So yeah, I play Crown of Providence here, because I plan to fatigue the Hanabi Dash. If I see Hanabi, I'm gonna fatigue. If I see like Pistol, then I'll try to play it out. Take out Tomes. I believe, I haven't tested this, I believe I can still beat a Dash with like the typical list. But I haven't tested it, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, that is my thinking. I have found, or we have found collectively as a group, that fatiguing John Tanami Dash is the best play. If you try and play out dragons, then you'll kind of die, and you can't really race. So that is what we ended up on. So I ran all the D reacts. I did not take out the sigils. Sigils are essentially block 3s, so it's nothing crazy. I guess I can win sand covers, but you're not going to be having a lot of Ash in that matchup. Yeah, so that's Dash. Dash IO. I haven't decided between Crown and Dominion or Crown and Providence. So I haven't really played this matchup, but I did die to Alan's Dash IO. So I would, if they get too aggressive, then I would probably put in the Crown of Providence over Crown of Dominion, take out the Tome of Imperial Flame, put in Embermaw Cenipai, etc. Just like the dash matchup. So yeah, I don't know. They can get pretty aggressive. They have a lot of defense, or not defense reaction. They have a lot of combat tricks, right? So with like the boom grenade, playing stuff out the top, penetration script out the top. So yeah, I haven't played this one too much, but I feel it's very similar to dash. They just boost your face to kill dragons with pistols. All right, Dorinthia. I have played one Dorinthia in like the past. When was Battle Hardened LA?
That was, I want to say 3 months ago.
Okay, I've played two Dorinthias in the past 6+ months on Dromai.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So this list or this sideboard is meant for Shin's Dorinthia. Shin runs multiple poppers. He also runs 2 Remembrance. So my goal is to run them out of Go Again, Remembrance everything back, run them out of Go Again, continue to do that until they are out of Go Again, and then you play your dragons. That's the idea.
That sounds miserable.
Yes. I did play Dorinthia last week at ProQuest. And he was like, "Oh, a Remembrance, that's interesting." And then I eventually just like fatigued him. I was at 40 life and he was at 10 or something. And then he finally got damaging because I was like, I could just take this naked downblade. And then I just played more Remembrances and he just decked. And I had a ton of dragons because he ran it Go Again. Yeah, I just blocked out, play dragon, swing. You never really want to have more than one dragon out because they can just farm counters all day. So your goal is just to play dragons, try and chip some damage with like Rabble or like E-Strike or something, and then just block the hit that would make a counter essentially. So I wouldn't say it's an easy matchup, but I would say it is quite skill based. You can get caught out by some of their poppers. So yeah, and then Passing Mirage, if they are running multiple poppers, then it's a very good card. Otherwise, it's just kind of a dead card. Excuse me. Yeah, that's Dorinthia. So I don't really know what the difference is between Dromai lists nowadays. I pretty much have almost the same list, almost the same sideboard. One runs 1 Remembrance just to get to 60. One runs 3 Remembrance in case the game goes very long. So this is the sideboard I usually put in when I don't know what kind of Dromai they're running. I have 3 Sink Belows, 1 Foreseen, 1 Remembrance, 2 Cadaverous Contraband in. Yeah, you just kill dragons for 50 minutes, and then eventually someone will die.
How do you feel about your version versus your typical like Redline versus Big Dragon / just generic Royal version that's kind of metastasized from the previous 2 iterations?
Yeah, so like the aggressive version is obviously going to kill me. They have a lot more aggressive options, so like they will go face and then kill a dragon. They also have the option of just like just ignoring my dragon sometimes, and then they just go face and just chunk a ton of my life, and then when I try to attack their face because they have no dragons, then they just pop it because they are running like Nourishing, they're running CNC, they're running probably Cadaverous Contraband now. They have a lot of poppers. So historically I've been pretty good in the Dromai mirror. I've only lost like 2 games, one against Ian, one against a guy at the calling when I didn't know there was like different Dromai lists out there. So but yeah, the Dromai mirror is just like killing a bunch of dragons, trying to control the board. But I feel like the Redline Dromai lists, the aggro Dromai list, should have an edge against me. But yeah, the thing that changed the matchup a ton is Tome of Imperial Flame. It's just a crazy card. It generates too much ash, or not too much ash, but it generates a ton of ash, and then it just lets you filter and cycle through your deck a lot faster to find your threats. So I run Remembrance to shuffle my deck and to get back Azvolai or Rake the Embers or Ouvias or whatever. Or Tomes, I don't know. Whatever is in my graveyard at that point. Yeah. When I was playing against Ian, we were doing like Big Dragon Mirror. We both ran through Remembrance because the game just went on for that long. And it was literally just killing dragons for 55 minutes. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Ian doesn't want to test it. So I have no idea what to do.
Some people really like the mirror, but from a spectator standpoint, it's just so boring.
It is very boring. It's literally just play dragon, kill dragon, play dragon, kill dragon. Eventually someone is going to get the edge and win out. But yeah, for some reason I am decently good at this, when before I was terrible at the Prism Mirror, so I don't really know what's going on there. Anyways,
who knows? Anyway, let's speed run through the next few ones.
Yeah.
Fi.
Fi.
I mean, we already went over most of it, yeah, right?
What's up?
We already went over most of it, which is
it's just defense reactions, and then Tome of Imperial Flame is just give you gas. Icelander, there's a matchup where I run some blues because they have a bit of ice effects. Tome of Imperial Flame is still played even though I run a couple blues. Here's an anecdote. I play Tome, I draw 2 blues, I banish my Tomeltai and 2 blues. Real fun.
Yeah, what a bad card.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I think it should be favored. I'm gonna test it with Brian tomorrow actually, but having 3 Themais now just makes the matchup much more miserable from the Icelander standpoint.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just more threats for them to take care of. So hopefully it's still like somewhat favored for us. I'll find out tomorrow. Kano, same thing. Themai should be a big backbreaker. Sandcover. The problem about Sandcover is that it can be killed by Waning Moon or like a one damage thing if I don't want to block it. But it's been pretty useful. It's still useful at least. I don't want to run Oasis just yet, but I probably will for Worlds. Katsu, almost the same thing as Fi. I think I run like -1 Cadaverous Contraband, but then add the other Billowing Mirage just for 3 blocks. Yeah, it's just the same thing. Just run your defense reactions and then hope you draw your Tome, draw your Kylorias, draw your Snatches. Yep. Lexi, this is a matchup where I run Crown of Providence because I like blocking. I run blues in this one because of Arctic Incarceration. And yeah, I don't run Tome of Imperial Flame in this one because I don't believe I can ever high roll anybody with Tomeltai turn 1 or turn 0.
Yeah, I mean, you still can, right, with the blues, so.
I can't, not on turn 0.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, there is a chance for me to play Tomeltai in this one with 6 blues. But yeah, this is I personally think it's unfavored. Because I've been playing with Yuki, but it could just be a skill diff. Yeah.
Well, I think most people would consider Dromai to be unfavored into Lexi, though. I feel like Dromai's always say they're favored into everything, and then they rarely ever convert until recently.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always found it very difficult. So yeah, the game plan is just play dragons. Hope for the best. Yep, that's my game plan.
All right, love you.
Also play around Codex. You just stick a defense reaction in Arsenal and hope you don't get Codexed when you don't have a card in Arsenal.
Oh, you don't have Levia here? That's so rude.
I don't even have. I have Reinar. Levia, Reinar, same thing. I kind of bored up and I play like 1 Remembrance just in case. I haven't played it with the Tome yet, so I don't know how like miserable it is. But I do run the defense reactions. I just run a little bit more. That's all. The Remembrance is just in case. The Passing Mirages forces Scab Skin rolls. So yeah. Max. Play it like Dash a little bit. I'm not sure if Crown of Dominion is good, but I played it against Patrick the night before the Pro Quest, and it seemed to be fine. He wasn't on a big Nitromechanoid list though, so you probably can be blown out very easily by Nitromechanoid if you're not careful.
You just
But
park
since
Tomeltai in Arsenal until you draw it.
no, I mean you can't. You have to have Tome of Imperial Flame to play it.
Mm-hmm.
I have Arsenal, the Tomeltai, and Dominia in my arsenal, and I have been punished every single time. So I don't recommend doing it, but you can try if you really want to. But yeah, I don't think it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
They do run a decent amount of poppers, so you can get out tempoed that way, and they are very aggressive. So I would be careful against Max. Oh, I also played against Carlos. Carlos top 8'd with Max.
Yeah.
At ProQuest last week. He's on a very heavy Nitro Mechanoid list, but that was when I was playing Wartune. Hey, don't chew on that.
So for reference, while he's dealing with his cat, Carlos is one of our locals. He has his own channel called Coat Merchants. It's pretty fun. Go subscribe.
Yep. Sorry, cat is chewing my cable.
All right, next.
Next. Prism. You should be favored. Next. Teklevasin.
Favorite is an understatement.
Yeah, you just play it's like it's the reverse. It's the reverse matchup. Before Prism was able to kill all the dragons with spectral shields, now you can kill Prism with Rake the Embers and Ashwings. She just can't deal with it. Anyways, I mean, maybe there's a way as Prism if you have like a ton of poppers, but like
no way.
It's like 99% favored for you. If you lose, I think you should reconsider your
choice of hero. Yeah, probably.
Teklevasin, I haven't played this one, but from what Ian has said, you just kill one of his armors and then make him cry.
I mean, people are saying he's the worst hero in the game right now, so I don't think you have to worry about him too much.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about him either. Like, I guess the game plan is just play dragons, get them popped. He only runs like 9 poppers, 12 poppers maybe. Throttles the Annihilator tanks, whatever. So
yeah,
his poppers are his threats. Without his threats, he can't really do anything. Sure, he makes Iron Man, but or Ultron, whatever people want to call it. But yeah, it shouldn't be hard. So I have Azuri Fatigue because of Tao Tao. You play 3 Remembrance. If it's red line, you play 1 Remembrance. That's pretty much it. That's what I found. Take out the Ravenous Rabbles as well against the red line. I think I have it in for Fatigue, but I take out the sand covers. I put in the defense reactions like just in case Tao Tao attacks, but they've always been used for pitch and stuck in Arsenal because he never really attacks. But yeah. I take out the Ravenous Rabbles in this one because I don't like 2 blocks. You don't really need the Ravenous Rabbles to push through damage. What you really want to do is you want to develop your dragons.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's the same thing for Lexi. I have Ravenous Rabble out. You really want to develop your dragons, and you don't want 2 blocks. Like Ravenous Rabble can be good, but I'm running 6 blues obviously, so it might miss. Viserai, I haven't played this one since we got Tome and Imperial Flame, but there are 6 blues. Just I don't even know if you need to run 65. I don't know. Like it's like it's hard, but it's also sometimes doable. It just depends on how much arcane damage they can do or they have. Without Rosetta Thorn, it might be a lot easier because they're not doing 2 arcane damage to your face every time they kill Kyloria or something. But yeah, I need to play it to know. John doesn't really play Viserai anymore. He just plays Dash.
Yeah, well, I mean, most people have moved off of Viserai.
Yeah, Vincent, kind of the same thing. But you can. I play against a Pomo Vincent, and like you can block out just fine. And then I don't know, just they don't have as much arcane damage as Viserai, so yeah, you can block out with all your defense reactions, and then everything blocks for 3, or most of your stuff blocks for 3. So
yeah, it doesn't have enough Gogan to bother dealing with dragons, so you're pretty okay.
I mean, they run what 9 Marvin Skies, so there is a decent number of Gogan, but yeah, that is a lot of damage they're sinking in because they usually play like 2 for 5s or 2 for 6s.
Yep.
So yeah, those are my sideboards. I don't run.
Any general like comments or advice or anything?
Not really. Yeah, the way I play is I just play dragons, hope for the best. Yeah, some like controversial stuff. I don't run dust up because it's a chain ender. I don't really like too many chain enders. I don't run blaze headlong anymore because I don't have enough space. I used to have it, but now since we are running mostly redline, I put rabbles in instead. Flame Call Awakening. This thing only blocks 2, and if I don't want to run Phoenix Flame in my deck, so that's 4 free cards. Yeah, my deck is tuned. Oh, look, all my decks. The deck is tuned for me, how I like to play. So obviously, you can take the deck and modify it as you wish.
You should.
Yeah, that is our hope always.
Yeah. Okay. Are you gonna post a link to the deck in the description below?
I might. Nah.
Oh. Okay.
I'll just
Well,
copy
he
paste
will
the
post.
card list like always.
Yeah, he will copy paste the list, and he's very protective of his non-existent Talishar stats. So.
Oh no, people have played this deck on Talishar. I don't know who did, but
who do you share it with?
just like Yuki, just Zane, Ian, like the usual people.
Okay. Well, as you can see, it's a very terrible deck. So
yeah, it's only 50% win rate on Talishar. It sucks.
Yeah. So obviously, this entire deck tech was a waste of time. Thanks for tuning in. Anything else you'd like to say before we head out, Oliver?
Get your give and take sign. It makes it do a lot more damage. It becomes unblockable.
Yeah, and Federico's going to be at Worlds, so
yeah,
for sure. So
yeah, I got nothing else.
Okay. Well, that's it. We'll see you guys later, and we'll probably update how Oliver does at Worlds. If he does well, if you don't see another video about Worlds, most likely he scrubbed out in round 2 or 3, and he's just played Cube for the rest of his time in Barcelona.
Yep, Cube. Find us. We'll have cubes on us.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not you. I will.
Yes, I will be working. Okay. Yes. All right. See you guys later.